Hi guys, welcome back to Justin's movie review. Today I just finished watching The Joker 2, named Foil Duel, which means madness with two. And this is the sequel to the first Joker in 2019. And first off the bat, this movie was not very good. And also an unnecessary sequel. And plus it's a musical, which did not do so well either. Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips thought this would be a good idea because they wanted to explore the character. But the character was never explored in the music at all. So this is going to be my review and spoiler review. And yeah, let's get into it. So this movie is directed by Todd Phillips and it stars Harley Quinn, and played by Lady Gaga, of course, because it's a musical. And of course, Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, aka the Joker. And then we actually have Harvey Dent in here, played by Harry Lottie, which I've never heard of him before. And first of all, he didn't do much in this film at all. He was only the prosecutor, and he was useless in the film. Okay, so this movie goes right off from the first one. If you've seen the first one, he's in the Arkham Asylum. And first off, the movie starts with a very weird Looney Tunes animation of him, Arthur Fleck, fighting with his shadow, which is the Joker, which is a leering intro to what's going to happen to the film. So when that is done, it pans into him inside the cell, and this whole movie is gonna be based in Arkham Asylum, the courtroom, and back and forth, and then that's about it. Bruce Wayne doesn't show up. Batman doesn't show up. There's none of the Wayne family that shows up, and there wasn't even a steady plot. It was more of him obsessing over Harley Quinn, which is not even in the comics. In the comics, Harleen Quinzel was a doctor, and she studied the Joker, and she fell in love with the Joker, and to the point of a Stockholm Syndrome. But this time, he is the one with Stockholm Syndrome, which is just weird in every way. So, find out that she has committed herself into the asylum because she's obsessed with the Joker persona and wants to get to know him. Yeah, it's sort of like the comics, but not really. She is in the Arkham Asylum already, and Joker gets admitted there. So he meets her when she's in a singing club, and he gets to go to the singing club. And right off the bat, they have this whole fall in love kind of thing. And he can't take his eyes off of her, and he's obsessed. He's the Harley Quinn version. And eventually he goes to court because he killed 5 people in the first one. He's got to go there and go for trial. Now, a few original characters show up. Gus, which is one of the employees from the clown show. He's there because in the first one he witnessed Arthur brutalize his employee Randall. So he saw it and he has to be a witness there. Arthur did have a lawyer, but he fired him. So of course he's representing himself because he wants to showboat. And he's the one that interviews Gary. Now Gary is the one he was nice to, and he wasn't mean to. And Gary said, while he was being questioned, you were the only one that was nice to me. But I can't look at you because I have nightmares of what you did that day. And Randall was a bully, but he said you didn't have to kill him. Now you could see Arthur Fleck coming out of his Joker persona, feeling bad. And one thing about Joker, he is not kind to anyone. He's not kind to anyone, and he's pretty ruthless. He's got a lot of henchmen, some henchmen that he loves to have around to do his work for him. But more, he's in love with Batman in some really weird, twisted way. Trust me. If you read the comics, you'll find out. Even the Arkham Knight game, you'll see that. So, this is sounding more that he's not really the Joker. I'd say he's not the Joker at this point. It's just something that he has to make him cope, because he has a mental illness and he wants to be noticed. He wants to be loved. So I think it's just a guy who's got a mental problem named Arthur Fleck. So after that, I think that interview questioning really got to him. He sat down with a mic in front of the judge and everyone there. Lee Quinzel was there, dressed up in a Harley Quinn fashion. And he admits, I don't want to live with this. I can't live with this anymore. I'm not the Joker. I'm Arthur Fleck. That's who I am. And then Lee Quinzel looks very disappointed and upset, and she leaves the courtroom. So then it goes to the jurors, and the jurors say that he's guilty on all counts, so that means he'll get the death penalty. And he's doing his laughing, and all of a sudden, boom! Courtroom explodes, and a bomb goes off. And he gets blasted, and there's a big hole in the wall. He goes there, and he just walks out, escapes. No one's grabbing him. All of a sudden, you see a replica of the Joker grab this guy, because everyone's obsessed with that, put him in a car with some of the goons, and they're driving, and then he jumps out of the car. The guy's like, hey, we love you, Joker, we love you, Joker. And he's running, and I'm like, what the heck is going on now? Then he goes to that famous staircase, the high staircase, and the first one he does that infamous dance. And who's up there? Lee Quinzel. And she looks at him like he's just a normal human being and not very impressed with him at all. He said, I escaped. We can live a life together. We can get out of here. And then she looks at him, says, you just said on TV, you're not the Joker. I love the Joker. Then you realize she never loved him as Arthur Fleck. Just the Joker character, the chaos. She starts singing a random song while he's trying to talk to her. He's like, stop singing, talk to me. And then after that, she's like, so long, Arthur, goodbye. And he's standing there sulking, and then, of course, the police come to catch up with him and put him back into Arkham Asylum. So he's watching TV with all the other inmates, and in the back corner, in the dark, there's been an inmate watching his every move, even from the beginning. As a tall guy, short hair, and very menacing. And he's been watching him quite a bit. One of the guards says, you got a visitor, Fleck, let's go. So Fleck's like, okay. Then he goes, and he's walking down this corridor where there's cells. And this inmate comes up behind him and is like, hey, I got a joke for you. And he's talking about this joke where there's clowns at a convenience store. And he has his back turned. And all of a sudden, you get what you effing deserve. And then he stabs him in the chest at least 7 to 8 times. In the chest, in the belly. I'd say more the chest and the belly, which is, a chest wound, a tummy wound you're definitely going to die. And this guy's a psycho, and you can definitely hear Joker laughs coming from him, which is very odd, had me thinking. And it pans to him thinking about Harleen Quinzel, and they're dancing, they're talking, and there's a scene where she shoots him in the stomach, and it's supposed to be a symbol of betrayal, because she hasn't been fully honest. And ever since he told her, I don't want to be the Joker, she drifted away. He stumbles, he falls, and it pans to his face, his eyes are open, and he dies. And in the left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the guy laughing menacingly. Then he cuts his face to have a smile. And then the movie ends. And then that's it. Now, a few things about this. It proves the point that he is not truly the real Joker, and he used this persona to survive, to cope with his mental illness. Of course, he has a laugh that he can't control, so he embraces that laugh and becomes a clown and calls out society. From the first one, you didn't think it was just an act, but this one, you know, and you find out in the end. So now, the inmate, which is unnamed, Joker likes to call himself John Doe, is the true menacing Joker. So he's disappointed. He's crapped out his persona, so he wants to take the mantle. I think that's what they were trying to go with that. So that's disappointing, and then he dies. That's the end of that character. So, of course, he's not coming back. The musical numbers were bad. And it didn't advance the character at well. It was hard to be invested in the film, to focus, because there was a lot of stuff going on. There was one actor who was one of the prison guards said that this movie is going to bomb. There's no plot, there's nothing, and it did. It did bomb. We could just have the original Joker, the 2019. But even going back to that one, you already know, it was just a persona you had. We're just watching a guy with a mental illness trying to cope. So it kind of disapproves the first one completely. So on my Justin rating of this one, I'd say way below average. I say a 3 out of 10. There's no points here, 0.5, 0.6, nothing. It's a solid 3 out of 10. I was going to say 4, but after revealing at the end that, okay, he was never Joker, and a lot of signs showed to that after that, then yeah. And also, he's not the one obsessed with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was the one obsessed with him. She had the Stockholm Syndrome. She fell in love with him in his chaos. It was never him. It was never him. So that definitely more proves he was never Joker. He was always Arthur the whole time. I do encourage you guys to go watch the first one. And don't bother watching this one. Like I said, form your own opinion, but this is just a review, spoiler review. If you want to look at it or you want to watch it, that's fine, but it was not very good, especially if you know a lot about the DC comics and you love the Joker character, then find out it's not really a Joker. You might not want to watch it. So thanks for joining me on this review. Did I mention No, not much to mention. Harvey Dent's in the film, but he didn't do much. He was the one just prosecuting Arthur Fleck. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Justin movie review of Joker for a Duel. And I hope you guys stay happy. Have a nice day.